Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today we're back on the Mon Ultimate and we're getting ready for a new Monday series. Only starts next week, but we have a social race tonight to sort of get us warmed up for it. I am just doing a little bit of strategy math at the moment to get an idea. Okay. Yes, just in bit of strategy math. We're about to qualifying has just begun. So let me switch on over. Welcome, welcome. Actually, let me go back to this for a moment. I need to start something up that I forgot to do when I opened the game. Oh, there's an update. Ooh. Yeah, it's of course the one time I forget to open Race Labs for the relative overlay and of course the one at the bottom of stream is the one day it needs to update. And it's a little bit annoying to update because it doesn't do it properly. You have to go in and find the update file and open it manually within the app data folder. So yes, hopefully that is it working now. Sometimes it does. I found in the past I've needed to open it before. For stream, for it to work. But or before I launch the game for it to work, but hopefully it is working. So let's try that again. Welcome, welcome. Yes, that has eaten a little bit into the call time. I'm not too worried though. I feel like the tires, the LMP2 tires, take a bit of time. Oh. Okay, the update has changed how it looks and the size of it. Okay, I must say, it does look cool. It's a nice visual update. But does slightly cover the thing. Oh well. We will have to live with that. Can you convince me to punt Eddie? I would need a lot of tempting. I would need a lot of tempting. Yes, good luck, Eddie. Temperature needs moving. Temperature? I'm not sure what you mean by temperature. Yeah, qualifying. The cool tires on the LMP2s, of course, this is a new tire model for the ELMS Unrestricted LMP2. Very quick car. But it does take a while to get the tires up to temperature, like what we've seen with the half-et pizza. When do I get to eat said pizza? That's the question. Two to 3 business days. No, the pizza would have to come before I make any accidental punts, of course. So I'm not sure it's going to arrive quite in time. So yeah, first flying lap here of qualifying, just taking it easy, still getting the tyres up to temperature. Don't want to lock them up. I've had a couple of lockups in practice, including the very first lap I did. Had a double front lock up into the quick right-hander there, where the chicane usually is. Yeah, that was not a good way to start a stint. Move to the right. Well, that pair is just you know, makes up the overlay that I have in that section. I can't move individual elements of that overlay. I can only move the entire thing. And the overlay as a whole is in the right place. They'll jump over the curb. Don't use too much of that outside curb, it actually really hurts your acceleration off the fast right-hander. So obviously we don't have, we're still getting the tyres up to temperature because we were a bit late out. We're 1 or 2 laps behind everyone else in terms of cycles. Had a very brief lock up there. So brief I couldn't even tell if it came from the front or rear tyres. Into the 26s at the front of the field. Not sure I'm going to be quite that quick. But tyres starting to come alive now. Not the best of lines through the final corner. But good enough for P5. Locked up rear left, I think, there for a brief moment. Really trying to push the braking zone into T1. So about a quarter second down on our delta. Let's see if we can find that time in a bit more in the final sector. Well, front left lock up into the left-hander. Going for a very late apex, maybe too late of an apex through the final corner. 4.5 minutes left in the session. We've got 3 laps of fuel. Snatched the front right as I went to turn in. Turned in too early. I think I'm going to back out of this lap. And we'll have 2 more. I would like to get up a few spots higher into the top 3 if I can. Though it is pretty close from 2nd to 4th. We need to find more than 2 tenths to get in there. But I think we can do that. Where's Eddie? Dunno. Not in the top 8. That's all I can tell you. Look how close it is. 6th to 8th. 9 thousandths separating those 3. That's very close. We'll go for a penultimate lap. Look at the time find in T1. Now I've turned in too late for turn 3. Completely missed the apex. They'll lock up turning in for the hairpin. Hopefully that hasn't hurt the tires too much. No point damaging the tires more to flick spin the car. Again, pulled the clutch in there, but the car's still stalled. Thanks, LMU. One more lap then. We've been bumped to P6. So yeah, we'd like to get this lap in to get up a few places. Don't have the time on the table. Just putting the lap in. Again, just snatched the front right, going to turn in. We are up on our delta, but need to be up by a bit more. Find some time, but not enough. Yeah, that T1. Well, I left 2/10 in T1. I could have been up in the top 3. That's annoying. 2/10. Yeah, I could have been P3. Maybe I could have got P2, but... by the way, I'm just using the CDA setup for this. Eddie bumped up to 7th at the end. Just one more car on a lap. It looks like... No, they're not on a lap anymore. Left like 4/10 on the table. Yeah, I certainly left a couple. Very close qualifying, so we'll say. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race. It is going to be about getting the strategy right. Whether you change tires or not at the pit stop could be very influential. I don't think it's going to be clear cut on, oh, you definitely want to change tires or you definitely don't want to change tires. But
Teams and drivers go to the grid for
yeah, I want to see overlays. Where's relatives? Scale, just bring down a bit, right? Car set, full fuel, new tires, start driving. I'll turn on headlights. I need it to come down a little bit more. That will do. Oh, oh, okay, that's not how that works. Oh, and now it's moved. But it's... We'll put it there, we'll lock it again. Right, I wanted to lower this.
formation lab has started.
Thanks again for starting me on the carb. Not sure I like that. So P6 outside for T1. Not the best place to be, but hey-oh. See what we can do in the race here. Waiting for the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Come on, people. For flip's sake. Just thanks. Just whoever that was behind me, just no caution whatsoever. Come on now. That's pathetic. Yeah, I continue with this damage. Well, let's see how long we're going to be here for. About a lap's worth. Yeah, we're going to go a lap down. That's so frustrating just because some pillock, you know, had to be like, yes, win the race at T1. Like, they're the into T1 as getting pushed into the car in front of me. And then again in turn 3, pushed into a 3 wide corner that is really not a good idea to go 3 wide. Yeah, there we go. Losing a lap. I felt different. Usually the game like counts up the time, so 13 seconds for tires, then 71 seconds for damage in total, so then you're stopped 71 seconds. For some reason, damage was 71 seconds and tires were 13, added to 84. Which confused me. That didn't feel like normal. So, a lap and 3/4 behind the leader now. And we still have to now get tires up to temperature. I maybe shouldn't have changed tires there, but I was too worried about trying to drive a car that didn't want to drive in a straight line. pole sitters also had an issue. They're just out of the pits. So really, our best chance this race is the 13th. Not unless any other one has mistakes, dies in the race. Well, things like that aren't gonna help. Yeah, you can make it to the end for the race, pitting now. Might make this race a bit more entertaining if they come out of the pits near us and we're sort of able to have a fight, even if we know we have a pit stop to go. Well, that's one place. Okay, one's 30 seconds up the road. I mean, we'd still need like a second a lap. Someone's had a massive lock up into turn 6. Just see the black line of rubber. That yellow flag was behind us for the car that I think just came out of the pits. So might be able to beat them if we can build up the gap. Some of the gaps in front are coming down a bit quicker than I thought they would. But we'll see if that continues. A little into final corner. Everything going well? Yeah, everything's gone swimmingly. Still slowly catching a couple of the cars in front. But yeah, it's going to take quite a few laps to really see any... to get close to anyone, if we do. Oh, a little bit of rear locking there. Into T1. That's the line. One car's pitting. That could be another place by the end of the race. We'll have to see if we can gap them enough to stay in front. Little front left lock up there. Don't think it was too bad. Well, they got to stop go, so I think we're definitely far enough ahead. Another lock up. Again, don't think that was too bad. Just gove the brake, ran the car a little bit deep. But better than flat spotting the front left tire for the remainder of the race. Apex in there somewhere. Not even halfway through this race. Okay, and just run wide onto the grass. "30 minutes remain." That wasn't a great lap driving wise. Nice little snatch of the front right. Someone crash entering pit lane? That's the only reason I can see for a yellow flag being where it was. Right, 9 laps till we pit. 16 laps to go, so yeah, still need 7 laps of fuel. Hey, we might actually have our first battle. Also catching car for position that's just out of the pits. They could be on cold tires. Not sure there's long enough left in the race for it to be worth it though. Of course, might be 2 tires. Left-hand sides. I had a little lock up there. I was a little bit worried I was actually going to hit the first curve, the two there. Oh, that's a bit of a wheel barge through. What you saw in the mirror might have constituted as murder, but that was not my doing. I mean, that's easily been the most interesting moment of the race since lap 1. Six laps, so we need to pit. 4.7 seconds to the car in front. Well, they don't need to pit for the remainder of this race, and we do. It'd still be nice to catch and pass them. So I think that's our objective for the next 5 and a bit laps until we pit. Gap now 3.9 seconds. 5 laps, we gained 1.3 seconds that lap, so we're certainly close enough to make it happen. Apex in there somewhere. Let's try not to have a lockup take us wide of the final corner for the 3rd time this race. Only gained 8/10 that lap. 4 laps to go, 3 seconds back. 1.5 seconds that lap, 1.5 seconds back. 3 laps to catch and overtake. Car spun on the left. Oh, I didn't gain too much that lap. It was a bit messy at the end there. Seven tenths for a second back, 2 laps till we pit. Try not to run deep into a corner. Difficulty seemingly impossible for Ben. That gives us a temporary P10. Before we have to pit this lap. Ooh, I like the bit of a dodgy lockup for Ben in the mirror. Car spun. That could be a position if they've damaged their car. Well, of course, they'll be position now, P9 temporarily, but could be a more permanent one if they have. With only 7 laps to go, there's not much point changing tyres. By the time we get them up to temperature, the race will be over. Push that braking zone as much as I dared to. Yeah, it's going to be a P12 finish. Okay. Been necessary to rotate the car, but whatever. Ah. Figured the lockup might have overdone it. Oh well. I don't think it's going to change too much. We've got 30 seconds in front, 30 seconds behind. At least it's not a stop-go. Car behind us spun. Bit safer that time. 13th place is in the final sector, still going through the snaky bit. Coming up to final corner now. Yeah, we'll still be in front. Seems to be a good fight for 9th place. Yeah, struggling with the front left a bit. Can feel the flat spot in it. And it is definitely a bit worse now. The understeer through the right-handers is not great. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Alfie. I know they spun at one point as we passed them. That wasn't too long ago, though. They've just had they've had another mistake. Dreadful race. Although, don't know if it sort of the domino effect was started by their own mistake or if it was an instant like we had. 3 minutes to go. That car was certainly struggling through there. Bit more room there would have been nice. But side by side through that corner is just sketchy. And that has easily become the most interesting part of the race for me. That's actually a kind of fun battle. Oh. Well, we go on to the final lap as the leader not long behind us. We'll finish the race. Big front left lock up to start the final lap. I did put in one extra lap of fuel just to be safe. It was only going to be an extra 2 liters. I was like, hey, look how close it was. You know, it was a few seconds for the leader to put in another lap. A race of what could have been if it wasn't for impatient people and careless people on lap 1. Still had a liter too much fuel. That's the race. Yeah. Not much more to say than what could have been. Is shaping up to be a really interesting race after qualifying. And then it turned into, but then yeah, lap one kind of just ruined its whole potential. Yeah, yeah, shame. Um, I want to go look at the replay because I want to name and shame. Replay. Because I feel like I've wasted my time tonight with how that race went. You know, and the fact it's a case of, you know, what could have been. It was, you know, looking like, oh, a really close race, you know, like I know I tend to get the strategy numbers pretty close to perfect. You know, whereas other people usually tend to leave themselves a bit of margin, cost themselves a little bit of time. With how close it was there, you know, that could have been a position, you know, if our race pace was as close as it was in qualifying. You know, so I felt like second place was maybe on the cards. Um, so I did. But yeah. Fast forward it on to the start. Can we get closer to T1? Yeah, here we go. So there we go. Car in front of us got a bad run. And then it's a case of this car. What's this car doing in front? I need car status up. But yeah, they braked there and they come off the brake again for a little bit, which is good. Come back to me. So yeah, because they braked, I had to brake. I braked a bit heavier because, you know, I didn't know how much they were braking. Fairness, the car behind just doesn't have a lot of time to react to that. Let's see, was it this way? I mean, if we, you know, go first person, I will tell you. You see, they pushed the throttle there as I was starting to brake. If they just continued lifting at that point, it might not have been as bad. But because they pushed the throttle there, they got into the back of me. And then if we come back to this view. Okay, there's... Oh, yeah, both fronts... Oh. Oh. Well, I think we move on now to turn 3. I should just be using this. So we're coming up into T3. Behind this car, and it's like, okay, we're on a bit of a tighter line, so we're going to brake a bit early. You know, we've got 2 cars in front of us. And at this point, yeah, like, in fairness, this car has definitely braked earlier than they needed to. It's not like they've got anyone in front of them. So the car behind starts closing in. I have to get onto the brakes to avoid it. And I go back a little bit further. But yeah, then it's skiing. And it's like, at that point, like, I cannot stop. Like, I can't stop myself. I'm launched into this 3 wide. And it's like, I can't turn in any. I'm trying to turn in to avoid the car on the outside, but I can't turn in anymore because I've got a car on the inside. Unfortunately, yeah, it just causes that. Then tipped right. And then I think it's the barrier then that does the damage. Uh, yeah, that's what could have been. What could have been. Yeah. Hopefully, we don't have any races in our 6-week series coming up starting next week. Starting in a similar manner. Hopefully, they're much cleaner. But yeah, as I said, we're starting a new Monday series next week. 6 weeks. We're still in we're running the LMP2 unrestricted ELMS version. We have GT3 cars as well, so it's going to be multi-class. Might have made this race a bit more interesting with how it turned out for us. But yeah, the grid is full for it. So full 36 cars, 18 people in each class. Hopefully we get hopefully we don't get too many sign-outs for each race. Because yeah, it should be good fun. I mean, basically the grid we had today plus a whole field of GT3s as well. That should be good fun. Next week, the first round is at Silverstone. Of course, we've already done racer in the LMP2. A lot of fun, Silverstone in these LMP2s. So yeah, and it's the same format as what we had tonight. 50 minutes qualifying, 65-minute race. Only 1 times fuel and tire wear. So it'll probably be similar strategy of starting a full tank and then putting in 25, 30-ish liters in at the pit stop. And maybe the temptation to change probably 2 tires. Probably isn't worth changing more than 2. But yeah, it depends. It seems like quite a few of the quick people had issues that race. Because I mean, I very easily could have went 1 lap longer, and that difference of does it go 1? It could have maybe have gone 2 laps longer, potentially. At least from my math, my math said it potentially could have been a 44 lap race. Um, of course, so and obviously different tracks will have different tire wear. Yeah, it could be interesting. Could be interesting, but yeah, that's going to be new series starting next week for 6 Mondays with Silverstone next week. And of course, on Wednesday, we have the continuation of our race from SROL. We don't know what round it'll be this week. We don't. It could be Silverstone. It could be Imola. It could be Portimao. Is one of the 3 races. It could be on Wednesday. We don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow. You'll find out on Wednesday, of course. But yeah, we're in the LMP3s for that. So yeah, Dave, what a start! Yes, I've just looked through it. The less that said, the better. I think. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Um, Thank you all for coming out. You got yes, I did see the Jaffa Cake murder. Yeah, yeah. I say, Gain, yeah, you did all right. You know, there was not much you could do about it with the people behind us. Yeah, like that 3 wide into turn 3 that we were forced into. Yeah, I mean that just is what it was. Um, but yeah, thank you all. Thank you for those that raced, or well, some of you at least. I don't know about all of you after that start SMH. But yeah, thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Artie and Amelia, for chatting along throughout the race as well. Hope you enjoyed that race to some extent, because it certainly wasn't very enjoyable for my sake. Hopefully, that's our last sort of that battle in the last couple of laps. Might not have been for position. Might have been with the car that we were a lap behind, but I still got a little bit of fun from that. But um, yeah. Hopefully I'll see some of you for Wednesday, for our ELMS series, and hopefully I will also see some of you, if not all of you, next Monday for the start of our new series. But yeah, till then, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Have a good rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday, Wednesday, and rest of your week. If I don't see you on Wednesday, but yeah, take care. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.